So President Joe Biden just announced that he is pulling out of the presidential race, and people are making videos about it already on TikTok. Now, some of you all sent messages to me on Instagram asking me to make a video about it. Like, y'all want to know, like, see people's reactions, to the news. And as you all know, I am not an American, so I cannot talk about it. Like, I can't say anything about it. But because you asked for it, I have put together a few videos. Let's just hear what these people are saying, about it. And please make it a conversation in the comments, and remember to keep it respectful. Let's check these videos out.
So Biden just dropped out of the race, and we are extremely close to the end of the race. I wasn't super for that guy, but I'm definitely opposed to the other guy. I don't really know what that means. I don't know how this kind of works. Does the third party step up and generally capture more of it? Is there a second candidate whose name I honestly don't even know at this point, who may fill the void or the hole that's left? If you've been around on this earth longer than me and you've seen this happen, fill me in. I feel also like it's one of those times where it's like you don't know what you have till you lose it. And again, while the guy wasn't great, he wasn't anti so many of us. Wow, I'm definitely perplexed for the first time ever. And this news literally just came out, so I'm wondering what information's going to follow up. What are we going to hear about? What was the logic, the reasoning? What are the next steps that you hear from somebody who's actively currently sitting in the role?
So as of 5 minutes ago, Joe Biden announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. And we got a lot to talk about. So this is the original article from NBC News. They say President Joe Biden announced Sunday that he will end his presidential re-election campaign, bringing an abrupt and humbling conclusion to his half-century-long political career in scrambling the race for the White House just 4 months before Election Day. Biden, 81, could not reverse the growing sentiment within his party that he was too frail to serve and destined to lose to Donald Trump. He backed Vice President Kamala Harris to replace him. So I'm just going to ask the obvious question here. If Joe Biden is too old and too senile and too frail to run for president, isn't he too old and too senile to be president right now? Shouldn't he be stepping down as president immediately? And secondly, Joe Biden endorsed Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has a worse approval rating than Joe Biden himself. How does this make any sense for the Democrats? I mean, they could have put Gavin Newsom. Hell, they even could have put Hillary Clinton, and they would have had a better chance of beating Donald Trump. All jokes aside, this is an absolutely insane time in history that we are currently living through. And the next 4 months leading up to Election Day are going to be even crazier.
Oh, what a week. What a week in the United States of America. Cadaver Joe Biden, smoking Joe Biden is out. He's out. Crazy Nancy Pelosi and wacky Chuck Schumer, they malign. Guy's got COVID, can't rest. He's like, Nancy, I'm sleeping, I got a fever. Chuck Schumer, lose my number. You're breaking my balls. You know what? I'm done. I am done. You peer pressured, smoking Joe Biden out of the election. Oh, I'm trying to rest. I'm trying to rest. Just like smoking Joe Biden is doing. It's Sunday. It is just 7 days after they tried to take down Trump. They tried to take down Trump. Now smoking Joe Biden is done, and Kamala Harris is in. Let me tell you something. Kamala Harris, Gavin with the good hair, put your big boy trunks on now. You wanted it, well, you got it. Holy shit.
Y'all, Biden is officially out of the race for 2024, and all I can say is thank God. And the reason I say that is because Trump is extremely beatable. Okay, just because his crew is the loudest and they make the most noise, that doesn't mean that's how the majority feels, contrary to popular belief. With a new candidate, I'm sure Trump is going to be shaking in his boots and his heels, because we're going to see hopefully a resurgence of folks that are going to turn out to the polls. I I'm interested to know, those of you that are, more independent, my fellow folks who are anybody but Trump, who do you think could actually beat him? More commentary to come.
So Joe Biden has pulled out of the 2024 US presidential race. It's just been announced. I mean, it's hardly surprising. The recent gaffes he's made have been ridiculous. He called President Zelensky of Ukraine President Putin, and he also referred to his vice president as Vice President Trump. So I guess it makes the race a little more interesting, because there's no way he would have beaten Trump. I just hope for the Democrats' sake they choose somebody else rather than the vice president, Kamala Harris, because she's about as useful as a hole in the head. So who will they choose? If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. But I think, regardless of whoever they choose, Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. And a bloody good job too, as we need some right-wing normality back in this world. So it's bye-bye Joe Biden. And let's be fair, it's not a minute too soon. It's well overdue. And hello again to Donald Trump. And let's be fair, the Western world needs a strong leader like this. Because sure as shit, we've got no strong leaders in our government. A bunch of appeasing pussies to the minority who don't give a shit about the majority. Adios Biden, and come on the Donald.
So this is probably something that literally nobody saw coming, but if you haven't heard about this yet, Joe Biden just officially announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. So like I just said, Joe Biden actually really did just announce that he is dropping out of the presidential race in 2024. This is crazy. He actually issued an official statement whenever he announced this, and this is the document, so let's go through it. So basically he's saying that today America has the strongest economy in the world. He's saying that we've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation and lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans. And then he goes on to say, blah, 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 I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, which is crazy. He says that it has been the greatest honor in his life to serve as our president, and he is quitting. So I guarantee that literally nobody saw this coming, but this is the craziest thing. Like, what do we do? Let me know what you think of this and what's going to happen, but I give you these news roundups every day, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow. I'll keep you updated.
So I'm in the car Sunday. Literally 10 minutes ago, I learned that President Joe Biden is dropping out of the presidential race, and there's going to be a lot of talk in the coming days about who's going to be the nominee. I have some thoughts about that, but most especially, I just wanted to get out some initial feelings I had, because I was oddly emotional about this decision. Because while I do think it is the best for the country and for the party and for the people of the United States to have a younger, more vibrant candidate that can beat Donald Trump and stop the creep of fascism here in the country, I really love President Joe Biden. He's not a perfect president. I struggled with a lot of his policies, especially foreign policies around the war in Gaza. But he was probably the most progressive president in our lifetimes as far as domestic policy, passed incredible legislation that is going to have impacts on generations of Americans, especially his work in the new green energy revolution we're going to have in the United States. And at the end of the day, this is such a selfless, patriotic move. And I know for a lot of reasons, politicians get a bad rap, but this is a man who is at the most powerful man in the world, but most powerful person probably in the world, or one of. His whole life has been politics. His whole life has been in Washington, and he is willing to say, with given evidence, that he is not able to do that anymore at the highest level, whether that's because of his age, whether that's just because of perceptions about his age and he disagrees with them, he probably does, and whether it's just about his candidacy rather than his actual presidency and ability to do the job, which are different things. He still is able to listen to advice, change his mind, and in a very personal, vulnerable moment, choose what's best for America. I just want to say, for me, President Joe Biden is a patriot, a great president. And I'm thankful for this decision, and I'm thankful for him.
So guys, these are the videos I put together as you all requested that you all want to see people's reactions. Now, please leave your comments, your thoughts in the comments, and remember to keep it respectful, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you have to say about these videos. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see you all in my next one. Yeah, take care. Bye.